2025 has been stacked with incredible games. I pulled together the 10 that I think stand out as true Game of the Year contenders. Hey guys, it's Mr. Apollo, and here's my list. At number 10, I've got Silent Hill F, the first brand new mainline Silent Hill in over a decade. This one shifts the series to 1960s rural Japan, where you play as a schoolgirl named Hanako Shimizu in the eerie town of Ebisugaoka. The change of setting really leans into Japanese horror roots, giving the series a fresh but fitting identity. The game mixes classic survival horror with more hands-on combat using pipes and spears, while still keeping the puzzles and atmosphere Silent Hill is known for. It's all powered by Unreal Engine 5, so the fog, the shadows, and that constant unease feel more intense than ever. What makes this stand out for me is that the story is written by Ryukishi07, the mind behind Higurashi. That alone tells me we're in for layered, unsettling storytelling. If you love horror that gets under your skin rather than just jump scares, Silent Hill F deserves its spot on this list. Coming in at number 9 is Donkey Kong Bonanza, the first 3D platformer in the series since Donkey Kong 64. Developed by Nintendo EPD, the team behind Super Mario Odyssey, it sends DK and Pauline into a vast underground world to collect Bonandium gems and uncover its secrets. The game blends open exploration with terrain destruction mechanics, letting DK smash, dig, and reshape the land. Power-up transformations like ostrich gliding and elephant spitting add playful variety, while destructible environments make every level feel dynamic and rewarding to explore. One fun detail is that the team used real fruit, cookies, and metal in sound recording, giving every smash a crunchy weight. Fans of creative physics-driven platforming will find Bonanza a bold and joyful return for the king of the jungle. At number 8, I've got Monster Hunter Wilds, and for me, this feels like the biggest leap the series has made in years. The new Forbidden Lands are huge, alive, and unpredictable. You're not just hunting monsters, you're surviving storms, shifting weather, and ecosystems that can turn against you at any moment. What I love here is how much smoother everything feels. You can swap gear mid-hunt on your secret mount, target monster wounds for tactical weak points, and team up with friends across platforms with full crossplay. It's the classic Monster Hunter grind, but way more dynamic and fluid. And the fact that it sold over 8 million copies in 3 days, making it Capcom's fastest selling game ever, shows I'm not the only one blown away. If you're into big hunts, deep crafting, and epic co-op, Wilds more than earns its spot as a Game of the Year contender. At number 7, we have Doom: The Dark Ages, and to me it feels like the most intriguing reboot yet. This one is set centuries before the 2016 Doom, dropping you deep into a medieval hellscape with a darker, grittier tone as the Doom Slayer's origin story. Combat here lands heavier and more brutal. You've got a shield that lets you block, parry, and attack all in a single flow. New weapons like the Skull Crusher and melee tools, gauntlet, mace, flail, mixed with late game options like riding a cyber dragon or piloting a massive mech in select sections. Everything's built on the id Tech 8 engine with refined visuals and even more visceral brawling. And seriously, this game blew up, 3 million players in its first week, making it id Software's fastest launching title ever. If you love raw, glory kill fantasy fused with layers of tactical combat and a dark twist on the classic shooter, The Dark Ages is a powerful Game of the Year contender. Alright, number 6 is Blueprint, and I've been hooked. It's this bizarre, ever-shifting puzzle adventure where you're exploring a mansion that literally changes layout every day, with one goal: find the legendary Room 46. The gameplay is a clever mix of puzzle, roguelike, and board drafting mechanics. You choose which room opens next, track scattered lore, and reset each run with new paths, secrets, and mysteries. It's brainy but elegantly designed, feels fresh every time you play. Here's why it stands out as a serious contender. Blueprints launched as the highest rated game of 2025 so far, topping Metacritic with almost universal acclaim. If you're into slow burn puzzlers that stick with you and unfold in gorgeous, moody layers, Blueprints is the kind of game that's hard to forget. At number 5, I'm going with Metroid Prime Beyond, and for me, this feels like the return fans have been waiting over a decade for. Samus is back, landing on the alien world of Vuros with new psychic powers that let her manipulate both the environment and her enemies. That twist alone has me excited to see how it changes the classic Prime formula. The gameplay looks like the perfect balance of old and new. You've still got scanning, morph ball puzzles, and that tense first-person combat, but now layered with fresh mechanics and smoother controls. On Switch 2, you can even aim with mouse-style precision and play in 4K at 60 FPS or drop into 120 FPS performance mode. What seals it for me is Retro Studios taking the reins after the reboot in 2019. They're the team behind the original trilogy, and you can feel the passion here. If you love atmospheric exploration, sci-fi mystery, and that sense of being truly alone in space, Metroid Prime Beyond absolutely earns its spot on this list. In fourth place, I've gone with Death Stranding 2 on the beach, and this is Kojima at his most ambitious. The story picks up 11 months after the first game, with Sam traveling through Mexico and Australia to reconnect colonies while facing floods, earthquakes, and ghost soldiers in a world that's stranger and harsher than ever. The gameplay feels like a real evolution. You're still making deliveries and building connections, but now with vehicles, monorails, shifting weather, and sharper combat that lets you go from planning to action seamlessly. What makes this contender special is Kojima rewrote the game multiple times, even reshaping it after the pandemic, which shows just how much intent and care went into it. If you're into emotional sci-fi, survival tension, and worlds that constantly surprise you, On the Beach more than deserves its place on this list. Sitting at number 3 is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I'm all in on how massive and immersive this sequel is. You continue Henry's journey in early 15th century Bohemia, now across 2 expansive realms, lush countryside and the bustling city of Kuttenberg amid civil war. What blew me away is how richly detailed and reactive the world feels. Every NPC reacts to your cleanliness, appearance, and choices. You can sharpen and repair weapons, choose between stealth, diplomacy, or open combat, and even talk your way through tense moments. It's history and RPG depth rolled into one. What really seals it? It sold 3 million copies within months and delivers over 80 hours of dense, historically grounded gameplay. If you crave open-world RPGs that reward immersion, consequence, and quiet storytelling, Deliverance 2 is an unforgettable trip into medieval Europe. Sliding into second place, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 hooked me with its haunting beauty and smart RPG design. You lead a group of volunteers fighting to stop the paintress who erases lives by painting their age. The Belle Époque-inspired world feels poetic, tragic, and unforgettable. Combat is a blend of turn-based choices and real-time reactions. Timed inputs let you dodge, parry, or unleash powerful gradient attacks. Each character brings unique skills, from elemental magic to card-based powers, so every battle feels different. What impressed me most is how this small French studio crafted something so ambitious it became one of the year's fastest-selling RPGs. If you're into human storytelling wrapped in stylish, tactical gameplay, Expedition 33 is an easy pick for Game of the Year contention. Topping my list at number 1 is Ghost of Yōtei. In my opinion, this is the standout Game of the Year contender. Set in 1603 Hokkaido, over 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima, you step into the shoes of Atsu, a Ronin-turned-ghost hunting the brutal Yōtei 6 who destroyed her family. What pulls me in is the freedom of play. Combat mixes stealth and swordplay with expanded weapons, dual katanas, odachi, kusarigama, yari, even early firearms. Add dynamic weather, auroras lighting the night sky, grappling exploration, and side activities like painting or soaking in onsens, and the world feels alive and personal. And it's clear how much care went into this game. Sucker Punch traveled to Hokkaido, captured real sounds, and worked with Ainu cultural advisors to ground everything in authenticity. For me, it's that mix of raw revenge, open-world beauty, and cultural detail that makes Ghost of Yōtei my top pick for 2025.